about here.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe a little further back because we're going to turn it. So when the front tires are right about where the back tires are.
Okay. A little more. All right. So just Jeep parts, or?
Some of the bags.
Oh, that went with it?
This can go in the trash. This pile right here is all trash.
Okay.
You still videoing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know you were doing all that. All right. Goes in there. That's on there.
So what are your plans?
Huh?
What's your plans?
We're going to give it a buff and a wax and put her back on the road. That's all it is. It'll buff out.
It'll buff out, yeah. Clean the windshield a little bit.
I might have to replace that one windshield wiper. See, it's a little A little funky over there.
Yeah.
So we'll put a new wiper on that.
Oh, okay.
side.
I like the air conditioning.
Well,
It's
you
got,
know what that is?
what?
That's straight up hood scoop. Just draw it in. It's kind of like cowl induction, but it's for the top. Oddly enough, it's kind of a good thing. This thing almost had a cowl induction.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, you've all seen the little piece on the Creek Junkie here. And this is the El Diablo Jeep. It's my son's. Mainly because this Jeep is the devil. Anyway, he had a little mishap in it. Luckily, he and his girlfriend at the time walked away without a scratch.
Just shook up really bad.
Huh?
Just shook up really
Yeah,
bad.
he shook up bad. He drives a lot slower nowadays. Well, he did for a while. Not so much anymore, but he did for a while. Now we're just getting ready to pull it apart. From what I can tell on the frame, the only thing that really bent was the very front. And so the body's trashed. The body was pretty trashed before anyway because it's got a lot of rust in the
In the panel.
Normally, I would call it a hat channel, but I'm a CJ guy, and here they don't call it a hat channel. But it's basically the part that welds onto the bottom of the body that the body mounts go into and actually mount it to the frame. So if a guy really wanted to, he could disconnect the steering and a couple of wires and just grab right here on the roll bar and just push the body over, because now after the wreck, it's literally just sitting on the frame very haphazardly. So the plan is to gut it, save anything we can, which won't be a whole lot, but we'll save what we can, and then pull the body, scrap the body, retub it if the frame is still buildable. And I mean, this wasn't a great Jeep to begin with. You know, it was an extremely cheap model. It had 4 liter, had the 4-cylinder 2.5, and got a little AX5 5-speed in it. So this was like the very, very bottom entry-level Jeep. But you know, we bought it for $2,500. No, we bought it for $5,000, and we got our use out of it. I mean, literally. So the plan is that if I can salvage a frame, if it didn't get bent back too far, we're gonna do a front frame half on it. We'll probably do a rear frame stretch on it, and then get a set of JK Rubicon 44s front and rear. And I'm thinking about putting like a 5.2 in it, which would be a 318, or 5.4, excuse me, be a 318. And I was a Ford tech for a long time, so I get my Fords and Dodges confused. But put basically a modern 318 in it out of a 96, 97, 98 half-ton Ram. It'll bolt right in. The computer will hook right up. We'll have to kind of Frankenstein the engine harness from the V8 onto this 4-cylinder engine harness. But if we do that, fuel gauge, speedometer, all of the cluster, check engine light, all of that will work exactly the same, because the PCM is the same family, you know, the same generation, if you will. So the plans are to, first of all, get it stripped down, get it up level, check the frame. I know the front's bent because I don't know if she showed you or not, but basically this tire dropped off the side of the pavement, and we have brand new skinnies on it. And when this tire dropped off, he tried to bring it back on the pavement, but it was a freshly paved road, so there was like a 6-inch lip. And when he came across, he shot to the other side of the road and was bringing it back on the road and hit a culvert, and basically barrel rolled in the air, landed on its wheels. But this side here, as you could tell, the upper and lower control arm on this side punched all the way back. This tire went into the firewall, and so as far as I can tell, it just bent the control arms and maybe tweaked it out a little bit here. But if we go through and put a front frame half on it, we come way on back here. So all the damage that I see is from here forward. And I don't know if it got in here. I'll just have to get the body off and pull some cross measurements on it, see if it's still square and level when it's all sitting right. So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We'll give her a shot. I mean, all we could do is fail. You know, I mean, Can't never could do nothing.
But we're Canfields. We don't fail.
That's right. We're not Cantfields.
Sorry that the guineas were so loud. It's roosting time and we're in their area. So they're like, hey, get out of our area.
Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Oh, by the way, the top was not on it when it wrecked.
Yeah.
In case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, somebody's probably like, how did it not mess up that top? Because you can just barely drop these and...
Because you don't need a top or doors on a Jeep. Geez, they're optional. Read the owner's manual. They're for protection from the elements only. Charcoal canisters, you don't need that crap. That's like emission stuff. Purge valves, who needs a purge valve? Battery tray, who needs that crap? Spacer lift, who needs that? I mean, come on. Overflow bottle, who needs this stuff? I mean, it's all just junk. Somewhere the other front spring is floating around in here. I just don't see it right now.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, that's some other ones. That's the ones that didn't fit. Those are the ones to the JK, right? The black seat covers for bottom.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a brand new set of seat covers for a JK, if anybody wants them. He got them as a Christmas present right before he wrecked it, and they don't fit because they're for a JK, not a TJ.
Well, I had them on...
Not these. You had those. I'm talking about the ones he got brand new.
Yeah, I had those on in my Jeep right when I first got it because I was working at the farm. But they didn't stay on long.
No. See, this is what happens when you wreck a vehicle and you can't do. Anybody want an airbag slightly used? Below wholesale. Sun visor, like new on one side.
I'm gonna show this floorboard over here. Don't toss nothing.
Hey, I found the spring.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
It's just a little.
Bent?
Just a little
That's all?
bit. Yeah, just a little. It'll buff out.
You can stop at any time and we can like cut and piece stuff together. So right now I'm gonna insert the pictures of the day it wrecked so that y'all can kind of see. But you can tell he was actually sitting in here and his leg was pinned between the seat and the steering wheel, okay? And if I were to sit in this at the height he had it, my head is about here over the top of the windshield. And I'm like showing you and she's showing the ground. I don't, new cameraman, I'm sorry.
I was still looking at the...
It's like recession and stuff. We just can't find good help. But as you can tell, the body here took a big wrinkle and all that energy come up through here. And that's where it ripped the body mounts out of the frame. And it was so bad that this was not there before the wreck. but the body twisted so much it actually ripped the sheet metal right there. So, I mean, if it hadn't been for this part of the cage, even though it's not really a roll cage, it's a rollover protection device. Kind of the same thing as a roll bar on a tractor. But if this wouldn't have been there, he'd have been dead. You know, they were wearing seatbelts and the airbags both did deploy. So, I mean, that saved their lives, you know. But like I said, it wasn't the Jeep's fault that he had the wreck. It wasn't his fault. It was just a fluke accident that happened. So why punish the Jeep and have it crushed? I mean, we can rebuild it. It'll make a heck of a good toy. So that's the plan.
Sounds like a good plan.
It involves a Jeep. Of course it's a good plan.